And I believe we are live. Kristina, John, thanks for joining me once again. I think we did this last year. We had Cajun with us last year, and this year 10:30 is a little bit late for him, and he's not going to be able to make it to the national. So the trio, how's it going?
Yeah, but like he's in Louisiana, so
Yeah.
it's
late
like
for me and you.
9:30. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's an old man.
Come on, Brian. I call
Well,
BS.
But let's take the second part of that for a second. He's not coming to the national?
Yeah.
That's what he was telling me. He's just too
Wow.
busy.
Too busy for the national. Wow. Guys,
No.
make sure
Hey,
I'm
I've been
okay. If
there.
I say that next year, you check in on me, all right?
Promise. I promise. I don't know what next year's going to look like for me. I've got, I've got some stuff. Who knows what's going to happen? So,
I mean, I'll be dead in a year. So like,
true. Well, it's funny you mentioned that because every year I know like Justin 610 and like all the people say, hey, don't be afraid to get a salad. But this year with the parasite, you might not want a salad. I don't know. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
telling anybody not to eat salads. I love to get a good salad when I'm, out at dinner or lunch or whatever. But
I thought they like figured out where that was coming from though,
Did
and
they?
recalled all the lettuce.
They did, and then they backed. I mean, we're going to get into politics now at the head of the show, but then they backed off on it because apparently someone was a donor or something, and so the government apologized.
Yeah.
But now they're putting it back on again. It's very interesting to see.
I mean, when Taco Bell is like, hey guys, we're taking your health seriously. This is what we're doing to help like this situation. Like, I think we should all be like, wait. The company that doesn't serve real meat is the one who's like, hey guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you get a situation where the news headline is Taco Bell is talking about the symptoms of that as something that isn't an everyday occurrence for folks that have Taco Bell.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
I know the first national I went to in 2021, Chris and I were trying to meet up for a Taco Bell meal at one. I don't know which meal it was, but it wasn't because of any of our health reasons, right?
I believe that was 2021.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, how the times have changed.
And somehow haven't at all.
Yes. Right.
And here we are.
But you know what has changed since 2021? The prices of cards. And I'm going to be really interested to see when we go to the national what stickers are looking like. I know, John, you were telling me about, some pretty incredible prices that you've seen on cards at shows. And just coming off, I don't know, Kristina, if you were at the Fanatics Fan Fest, I think, John, you were there, right?
Yeah, I was there.
So I'm wondering how that momentum will carry into the national.
It was ridiculous, honestly. I don't know. Like, part of it, FanFest is really interesting because they have so many celebrities that actually buy cards on the floor. Some of it's done behind the scenes, like before the show even opens to the general public. But then a lot of it is done when the show's open and they have to like cordon off and everything. But I would say like a lot of the cards that were priced seemed like they were priced for celebrities who had a lot of money who didn't know what cards should cost and didn't know how to comp something.
If only there was an app for that.
Luckily there is, but they weren't using it. I was, and finding that, they were Kobe patches that were, marked $4,000 to $5,000 for a non-autographed patch card of Kobe. Like, never, and not exquisite or anything. Like, never have I seen that stuff before, like that high. So there were things that were like many multiples over a reasonable comp being stickered there. And will that carry over to the national? I don't think so, Jake. I mean, like, I think people at the national are very much more in the know. It isn't a general audience. Fanatics Fest is more about bringing in the general sports fan and giving them things to do and things to look at and things to buy.
Yeah.
The national is really about card collectors, and more card collectors than anywhere on earth getting together all at once. And so I think prices will likely be a lot more reasonable and kind of like what last year's were, sticking more towards what things actually sell for.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I know sometimes the cell phone reception is spotty to be able to comp stuff, but I feel like every year that I've gone to the national, there's been good deals to be found. You know, like you definitely have to be savvy and know what you're looking for and be diligent. But definitely there are things that are price advantageous for collectors, and you know, I think dealers are very strategic, trying to make sure that they have a lot of inventory moving. They like, you don't want to be that booth that doesn't have anybody there because the prices are way too high. That's the fear, I think, of every dealer.
And I think too, when you talk about collectors who go to a show like the National or Fanatics Fest don't need to comp a card as actively because they know what things sell for that they're looking to buy. You know, it's when people are really buying for repacking or buying in mass that they really need, because they're not buying that card or looking for that particular card every day. They're trying to buy a lot of cards. Then I get, you know, that kind of incessant need. I was at a show the other day that was in like this gym that had so much concrete surrounding it that there was no cell service, and there were buying booths that were completely shut down because they had no way to figure out what any of these cards were selling for. People were going outside, you know, when they saw something they really liked, and were like, "Can you follow me outside? Let's go comp it out in the parking lot." Like, it's kind of sad. But that's the reality. And like I said, I think that's what separates like someone who's running a business, who's trying to get a lot of cards that they don't see every day, versus a collector like us, who would be looking for very specific things at this point for our collections. We kind of already know what we want to pay. We may want to check it, but like we pretty much know what it should be selling for.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, Christine, I'm sure you have a price in mind if that Maxi shows up. That
no, yeah. I mean, that doesn't count, right? Because like that's a 6-year chase at this point. That like everyone has heard me bemoan the issue of not being able to find it when it's out of 5. It's like if it was like when the product came out, it would be like $50 card probably, right? Because it's like, well, he's on Luca's team, like it's out of 5, maybe, but like it's a $10 card. Like he just got cut from the Lakers. Like Marino sets the bounty of that. George every national, so you'd have to ask him. Oh wait, he's flying right now because his flight got delayed. He was supposed to be on here.
He was going to be our 4th amigo this year, but
it's
next
fine.
Year. Yeah,
it's
next
fine.
year.
New England holds it down. Forget New York.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
That's right.
Oh, well, you know, one of the things I think we'd be remiss, I mean, we're almost 10 minutes in, so we're going to hit on some of the really, you know, important things. People that haven't heard this before, this might be the first time you're ever hearing this. Wear comfortable shoes, right? Sue's actually put out a video today, and I really liked it. She was recommending bringing multiple pairs of shoes, which is something that I've done every year. I am a chronic overpacker, so I'll bring 3 or 4
Why multiple
pairs?
Pairs? Yeah, walk us through this.
So
you have the most comfy pair. Wouldn't you just wear that?
Well, so the logic that she shared, which I totally agree with, and this is my logic as well. Like, you know, depending on what kind of shoes you're wearing, typically you're going to go for something that's got a lot of cushion. You give them a day to kind of rebound, if you will. So have another pair on backup. You know, that's my logic. It's worked well for me. I like the Adidas Ultra Boost, and you know, giving those a day to recover, because it's a lot of, you know, I don't know. I'm a big guy. I'm putting a lot of weight on those, and the concrete doesn't help either.
I just bought a pair of Hokas specifically for the National after trying on like 10 different shoes and going, which is the most cushiony one I can find? Because I mean, I asked, I like went into Dick's Sporting Goods and I said, okay, you've got running shoes, you have active shoes, you have walking. I said, where are your standing shoes? Like, that's what we need for the show. I'm going to be standing for hours. I'm not active. I'm just standing there talking to people. This is the muscle I'm moving right here. Like,
right.
How do I cushion my feet? You know. So,
Kristina, how are the Lucas for you?
I honestly don't wear Lucas at the show.
No?
Lucas are not like they're kind of like narrow, so they like pinch the top of your foot if you like wear them for too long. It might be also how I'm tying them, because I actually tie my sneakers and they might be made to not tie. Like, you're cool, but I'm not cool, so I tie my sneakers. But I wear on Cloud.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a pair of like Jordan brand Luca sandals that are like just foam sandal, like slip-ons, that I like usually, like, I've done nationals, like Atlantic City. I screwed up the back of my foot walking around New York right before Atlantic City, so I couldn't wear sneakers because I like blistered out the back of my foot. So like I wore those slip-on, like those sandals, the entire Atlantic City National. It was the most comfortable thing ever. And then like I do on Cloud as like, I think they're 6s that I do. I'm kind of excited. Sophie Cunningham's new Adidas are launching this weekend, and they're pink. So I'm gonna see if I can snag a pair and test those out. But wearing new shoes for the National, I feel like, is just like a disaster waiting to happen. I'm gonna be walking around in my socks or something.
That's true. I've been wearing the Hokas all week just to break them in to make sure they're gonna be okay. You know, like I think that's true. I also ordered a pair of the Adidas Climacool. I don't know if you've seen these. They're 3D printed, and they're like,
I have seen those. Yeah,
fully like air coming through the whole thing, like so much that you're like, if you stepped in a puddle, your foot would be soaked. Like there's like no sole. It's just crazy. So I ordered a pair of those, but I'm not going to bring those to the National. I don't think I don't know that those would do as well as the Hokas will. So I have a pair of On Clouds too. I always like those. The Hokas are even like thicker in terms of the cushion on the bottom. And to Jake's point, like I feel like, you know, I'm standing on these and I'm like breaking shoes. I feel like now.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, if you don't have comfortable shoes, or you need to like sit down for a minute or stand on a soft surface, the CardLadder booth 2326, way in the back, right before you get to the emergency doors, way in the back. Keep going. We're right there before you exit the building. We have stools, couches, and double padded carpet this year.
And
carpet
outlets for charging.
And outlets for charging, and a ton of swag. So every day is a different swag piece that we're dropping. So make sure you come by every day to get your swag.
I'm coming by for a sweatshirt this year, so I can't complain about it next year.
Yeah. Well, what I don't understand, John, is like you stood there with Hoj for 2 hours on Tuesday while I was folding all of the hoodies. And then you walk away without one, and then I didn't want to.
I was like, I don't know. Those are for super VIPs, not for me.
You could have saved me from folding one. I would have just thrown it at you. But like then like a week or two later, you're like complaining that you didn't get one, and I'm like, he was there for 2 hours. Like,
it was amazing. I don't think I was the first to complain. We were on a podcast with someone else that was complaining at the same time, and I was like, oh, I didn't get one either.
Was it Joe? I think it was
amazing.
Joe Perot. Yeah.
I'll go right.
Joe P for hobby president next year, or whenever the term is up.
The other thing I love about hanging out at the National, hanging out during the National at the CardLadder booth, is you don't know who's going to walk up. And like there was one year, I think I was there, and I can't remember who it was. It might have been G, that just like somebody had a bunch of black boxes and just were like, hey, let's all rip them together, and just start handing them out for people to rip. And like you have no idea what's gonna, like, people just show up and just want to share experiences and share the most recent pickup and stuff, which is, I think that's a lot of fun.
I'm pretty sure that was 23.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was 23, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like also, like if you're just like a little bored, or you know, you're there by yourself, or like your crew, like your normal crew is like still walking the floor, and you're like, I want a break, like feel free to come hang out with us. Like we'll have candy, we'll have like cookies, like we'll have whatever you could need. Just bring your own like drink. Like, but yeah, come charge up like mentally, physically, and power for your phone, and and we'll set you off right to like go back out there and conquer and get your grails. But feel free to come by. People show us some crazy cards that they pick up or they like have that they brought with them, and they're like, hey, you want to see a cool card? And the answer at our booth is always yes. Like, right, like we're there to what, like hand out swag. Like that's basically our booth now. Like we hand out swag.
Hospitality. It's hospitality.
Yeah, like we're the hospitality booth. That's why they put us in the back. They're like, you have to get there, like go see the like real corporate people before you go see them. But yeah, like if you just hang around for a while, you'll see some crazy cards.
And you guys are far away from the main stage this year. I know in the 23 national, you guys were like right next to it.
Multiple nationals, we
Okay,
were right there.
right.
So bad that like multiple years we bought earplugs for people to like if they were hanging out at our booth. But yeah. So we're in like the back corner. I don't know how else to describe it. But the main stage this year is upstairs. Like I did notice that on the map. So
are you guys near where you were last year?
We're actually closer to the doors this year somehow than like
that's where we were last year. I think we were like we were by the restrooms or something at Roadshow. And
yeah. You were like around the corner from us. Yeah.
And if I'm at the booth, I also usually have quite a stash of, Excedrin, Tylenol, ibuprofen. So, any painkillers.
Yeah. Jake is usually my drug dealer at the national.
Because you got hospitality and drugs. I mean,
go hand in hand, right? No, like he's brought me like packets of Tylenol and Advil before. Like, yeah.
I think one year I just kind of like handed you a dish and with some pills. And I was like, here, take these.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was my pharmacist.
So you never know what you're going to find there. It's a good spot.
See Jake for the drugs. That's what you learned today.
Oh, wow. Let's
other
addictions.
No,
yeah, I'm going to get a whole different group of people coming to me at the National this year.
Apparently.
One of the other pieces of advice that I did get from Sue's video that she put out today is compression socks. In the past, she had said wear brand new socks, which I've taken her up on that suggestion in the past years where she's suggested that. I've never tried compression socks, but the new socks is definitely a pro tip. A little bit of extra cushion there.
Oh, okay. Like that they haven't been washed a million times. I was gonna say, like, what's the difference? Okay.
Yeah, you just get that like little bit of like extra, just that like not compressed cotton.
What if you have OCD and you wash your socks at least once before you wear them anyway?
Well, I'm sure the first time they're still be best,
Okay.
What about wearing two pairs of socks?
There you go. Extra cushion.
Double cushion.
I would worry about overheating, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Yep. Those are some of the tips that I saw this year. I mean, the typical, make sure we maintain good hygiene and
hydrate. That's
my
big one.
Hydrate. One of the pet peeves that I have a backpack that works for every use that I need at the National, with the one exception of the little pockets for the water bottles are horrible. So my water bottle is constantly falling out, but I'm not going to go without it.
You could just buy a water bottle though. Like you don't have to have a
Oh no, I need my water cold. Ice cold.
Okay, diva.
Water snob.
Yeah, it has to be ice cold. You can't drink ice, Jake. It's frozen.
Oh, but I can chew on that puppy.
Yeah.
Yes, hydrate. Hydrate for sure is a key, because I mean, how was the temperature last year inside the building?
I don't think
it was actually kind of cold, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
I mean, CardLadder was giving out sweatshirts. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone came up to me and they asked me how much I paid maintenance to turn up the AC. And I was like, I didn't, but that's a good tip for future.
That's good. That's good though, that it wasn't too hot.
There might have been one area on the main floor towards the back in the corporate zone that was hot because there was an AC that failed. I think it was either last year or the year before. It was definitely in Chicago though.
No, that was the year before when the whole AC was like broken.
Well, no, that was the whole place was just absolutely bad.
Okay.
But this is like there was one area of the main corporate zone that was hot. But other than
the
that,
Panini
I think everything was cool. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So towards that back wall, but
okay. Yeah, the AC was blowing over my ass. So hopefully
it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll be collecting donations at the CardLadder booth so that we can go tip someone to turn it up.
To turn it up.
Yeah.
Just bring your own standing unit into the building.
I've thought about it before. I'm not gonna lie, especially after like 2 years ago when the AC was broken, and then like I really thought about it because they make the like you don't need an exhaust like hose ones, and I almost did it, but then I called because I'm me, like, right, like we know how I am, I'm extra, so I called like someone who works at the Village of Rosemont, and I was like, so what's going on with this AC at the Donald Stevenson Center? And they told me that like it had just been replaced and it'll be fine. And I was like, what's the temperature in there? And they're like, well, it depends because you guys have the door open like up until like Wednesday at like 1 p.m. So that's what I guess it'll be earlier this year because I think the show starts at 1 this year.
The early show opening for Wednesday is 1.
I believe it's 1. It used to be 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they added a couple extra hours on that. But
that's good to know.
Someone should fact check me.
I have a computer, so we can chat about other stuff while I try to look up the.
I have it, Jake. Let me. I have my schedule. Hold on.
Yeah,
I have my spreadsheet with my 20 different tabs, and the schedule's on there. Okay, so we have VIP hours on Wednesday from 1 to 8. General hours are 2 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Oh, so 2 general. Wow.
General hours for Thursday through Saturday are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. with VIP getting in at 9 a.m. They get an extra hour. And then on Sunday, it's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The show ends at 4 p.m. on Sunday, everyone, with, again, VIP and early entry getting in at 9 a.m. We also have trade nights on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yep, 6
o'clock.
Those
will be upstairs.
Those will be upstairs in like the convention hall, like around the corner, kind of going.
It's the huge ballroom that it was in last year. Same space. It's gonna be different entry this year. Last year there was one entry where everyone came in. This year there's going to be a bracelet entry and there's going to be a non-bracelet entry. And the way it was supposed to be designed last year, but is being more enforced this year, is if you have a bracelet, which we can talk about in a minute too, you can go in and out. You're kind of counted in terms of the capacity of the room at all times. And then if you don't have a bracelet, it's going to be someone comes out, another person can go in order to not have the fire marshal shut it down. So bracelets are going to be given away in Hall G at 1 p.m. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But then sponsors of the event will also have some bracelets throughout. So, and it's up to them how they give those out and how that works. Roadshow has some. I'm sure CardLadder will have some. Like everyone's kind of got an allotment there, but you have to look for individual announcements with them. Otherwise, go to the general space to get the bracelet. It's worthwhile having the bracelet for that kind of. You're going to get let in first. And also, like I said, it's that kind of come and go access. Not that people really leave and come back. If you're there, you're kind of there, I think. And then when you're done, you're done. But, we had a lot of discussions about this even prior to last year, just figuring out how that would work. Roadshow and Card Collector 2 had done this for years. This is actually the 10th year of the trade nights. The 10-year anniversary, so is a big one. And it started with 8 people and a bag of pretzels, is what Jimmy always says, and where the pretzels outnumbered the people. And then it, it kind of grew into having athletes occasionally come by, getting a much bigger room each year as it went. And now, David Marino and his team have really blown it up way bigger than it ever was before. A lot of sponsor integrations, a lot of giveaways. Athletes will be coming through. Can't announce them yet, but like there will be some significant athletes, it sounds like, that will be there throughout as well. So it's adding some special pieces to it. But I can tell you, like, firsthand, and I'm sure you two both heard the same kind of sentiment. There are some people who come to the National just for the trade night. Like they sure, they hit the floor during the day, but like they may not have a booth, at the National. It's very hard to get one. They waited on they couldn't get on the waiting list, all this stuff. So what they look forward to most is the trade night, to really interface with people and to be able to make those trades, transactions, whatever, there, where everyone is. There are pop-up trade nights all over the place during the entire week of the National. We all experience it in our hotels, as much as the hotels say there won't be, or that they're going to try and shut it down. It just happens anyway. It's it's a massive scene. Sometimes there's multiple ones a night, but the official national ones, I think the numbers in the last few years were about 7,000 to 8,000 people a night. So it's just massive, absolutely massive.
So one question with the band. So let's say somebody gets one of the wristbands, they decide, I'm going to leave the show, go get dinner, come back at 8, go to the trade night. Now, are they going to just have kind of like their place held and they'll be able to get in no problem because they have a wristband?
I believe that was the way it was
6?
designed. It was designed to do is that if they have a bracelet, they can get in. I believe that is how it's still being handled this year. We'll find out. Last year there was an issue because there were too many doors that were open that weren't supposed to be, and then also the security folks didn't know that the bracelet people were supposed to be able to get in, and when they were like kind of cutting off access to the room, there were a number of people turned away at that point, I believe. So a lot of improvements this year in terms of communication of kind of those facts. But that was the initial notion of it, was that yes, you could come in later. You're not going to get a table if you come in late. I mean, I don't think there's any question of that. There has been some discussions around like maybe having some kind of forced table rotations, like, I hate to compare it to musical chairs, but the notion of like, you can be at the table for 45 minutes or an hour or something, but then this isn't like you're set up having a booth at the National. This is meant for everyone. So, time to let somebody else set up some cards on that table,
Are you gonna like walk people, they have like parking enforcement kind of a situation where they like come and like they tally with chalk like next to your
they chalk your shoes. Your on clouds are gonna get a get a little
oh, you've been here too long, keep moving.
So I mean, there's been talk of a lot of these kind of pieces of just trying to how to make it as fair as possible. The folks that run the National are very big about that as well. Just trying, they know, I mean, this is I give it to Jimmy and Ryan for for years of building this thing, and just word of mouth in the beginning and making it work. It's really gotten to the point where it is absolutely massive. And for people who are like, oh, it's fine, I saw the show during the day, you come to at least one of these nights, make it a thing, try and get a bracelet, try and come out to one of these nights to see it, because it is a sight to see. As much as the show itself is an insane sight that everyone should see that's into cards, and I always tell them that, like, there's more likely to find a card in this room that you're looking for than any other room on the planet. The trade night is one of those sights to see, where even if you're just going to come for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, do it. Just come, experience it, check it out. It's a great experience.
Yeah, I would say it's a one of a kind experience, because I know the 2 trade nights that I went to, the first one being in Atlantic City and then 2023 in Chicago, it was I don't know if I've ever had an experience that's quite like it, and it's fun, it's exhausting, right? It's a lot,
especially after a day at the show.
Yes, yeah, but it's one of those where like you get to see a lot of friends, you get to kind of have a little bit of I don't know if it's there's a little bit less pressure to like really have to go and see stuff, right? Like there's a lot of stuff going on at the National. There's a lot of stuff going on in the corporate areas. There's a lot of stuff going on in dealer booths. There's a lot of things to see and run here and go there. It's just a very different vibe, is what I found.
Chad was just asking in the chat, each night is a different bracelet, ? Yes. There's a different color for each night. And so if you don't make it into one of the nights, absolutely try and get to the next night one. There will be a different color bracelet for every night. So all 3 nights. So that's the other piece too. I mean, for the last 3 years, this has been expanded into a 3-night official trade night thing. It used to be 1 night. It used to only be Thursday. Ryan and Jimmy are both hosting Thursday night as they did traditionally for the last 10 years. But then there's a whole host of other hosts as well throughout the weekend. And so it's going to be very, very cool.
Yeah, and I am failing at the chat here, so thank you, John, for calling.
Oh, it's all good.
I'm doing a horrible job of checking what we have coming in for questions. So let's see what we've got. I'm going to take a look at some right now. Let's see, what's this one? Any tips if I wanted to go next year? How far in advance? So I think that's a really good. In the past, I would always try to make sure I made my bookings like in April, but I would say April's even kind of a little late in the game at this point.
Yeah,
for hotels, it is.
April's too late.
Yeah.
You're looking at like February, I
Yep.
would say now. Like if you're not booked up and like you have your. I'm trying to get good about cussing. If you don't have your stuff together then by February, like you're staying kind of far out and you're Ubering in or taking a long walk, which with cards, I wouldn't recommend.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of this venue, though, too, for people who haven't been there. There are a couple of hotels that are connected via like a sky bridge, you could call it, where you're actually fully indoors from your hotel room all the way over to the convention. So even if it's pouring rain, it's really ideal. And that's why so many people like this location over pretty much any of the other ones is that I think that's part of it. So booking those hotels that are connected, huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't stay in one of the connected hotels. I stay at the Lowe's, but I'm hotel snow.
Lowe's is nice though.
that's why
it's not too far. It's like a 10-minute walk.
No, it's not far at all. Like you cross like the street, like
you cross one street,
and then you just walk. You continue walking down.
Yeah.
It's a nice morning walk to get like some steps in before the day starts. It's also very quiet, so like it's nice,
It's not downtown Chicago for people also who haven't been there before.
Yes, yeah.
Rosemont.
And like the Lowe's is the Lowe's O'Hare, not the Lowe's Chicago. So like there is a Lowe's Chicago like over by, I think they call it River West now. But like yeah, it's just like a few blocks away, but it's one of the newer, nicer hotels right on that street. So when you go to the booth, like, and you're at the booth all day dealing with people, and then the show ends at like 6 p.m. and you have dinner, and then you have to go back to your hotel room to work for 4 to 7 hours, depending on how many sales come through of FOMO people who are missing out at the National. Like, you need a nice hotel. Otherwise, you get like ants in your pants sitting at I've stayed in some of the other hotels there, and I'm a Lowe's diehard now, just like Chad. Yeah, hi Chad. I also saw him. He mentioned that he loves a CL hoodie, rubbing it into John's face that he didn't get one last year.
I'll tell you, my wife has commandeered my CardLadder hoodie because it was so comfortable and soft. So sometimes in the fall I get it back, but that's about it.
It's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
You could come get a new colorway.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to look forward to this year.
Every like show that we do merch drops, I do new colors so that
can we get a preview with the colors?
I can tell you. Who do I care? I'm the one who orders it and like folds them all. This year we have a lightweight hoodie, which will be in pine. That nice like dark green from last year's National, which was like a normal hoodie. So this year we have a lightweight pine, and then we have a dark gray with the CardLadder in dark green, like a CardLadder green. And that looks really sharp. I'm very excited for that new hoodie. Then we have a limited edition, like a very short print of black hoodies with white lettering. And those are pretty much first come, first serve, but I'm not sure how we're going to do
mystery
those.
Boxes.
No, that's Friday with the hats. So I have 400. Okay. I have 423 hats that are going in like mailer bags, basically. They're downstairs. I should have brought like one of them up. But and it has the print runs on it of all the different hats.
That's cool.
Nice.
And then it's a blind hat open. So then you open it on Friday and you find out, like, do you have the base version? Do you have the 1 of 1? Do you have the out of 5? Like, you'll figure it out.
I want the refractor version.
There is no refractor. John, stop trying to give me more work, bud. I'd be the one like gluing.
I want the die cut.
Right. Yeah. I always think of, like, when you said the refractor, I thought of like the hat in
Back to the Future
2.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, Back to the Future 2. Yep. Me too. That's exactly where I went.
Yeah, we did this last year at the National, and then they weren't numbered. They like only had the print run on the bag. And then we did West Coast Card Show this past February, and the cards were out of, like, the print run was stitched into the hat, and we did have a black 1 of 1, which George purchased from the person who opened it at the booth. He then flipped it to someone else, and so
dude, now the real question, do you have these comps on CardLadder for that hat? All these transactions are taking place. Yeah, but it's a CardLadder is written on the hat, so I mean it's kind of related.
No, no.
I bet though you could find CardLadder comps for the CardLadder cards that they gave out at I don't remember which year it was. You guys had the cards.
We did that in 21 and 22.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we had to stop. I'll let you devise why we had to stop.
Connect the dots.
Reasons.
Yeah, yes. We had to stop. It was not our choice to stop. But those cards still sell on eBay. We'll see them come through like on CardLadder sales history, and we just all laugh about it. Because literally we were handing those away like they were promo cards. Like the back had like a QR code to sign up for free or something. Like, and now people sell them. The hobby, man.
That's the hobby, yeah. Everything's got a price.
The market is alive and well.
Yes, indeed it is. You know, and I think giveaways are one of the things that every year I leave and I find out about like stuff that was given away at different booths that it's like, how could I have possibly known about all the different giveaways? But I always try to find some stuff to bring back to the kids and my wife, and but there's no short. So like here we're talking about the stuff at the CardLadder booth, but how many corporate booths are there? There's giveaways at almost every one of them. I think Beckett put out something about some merch giveaways. I think I saw that today. But yeah,
people are doing more and more of it. It's funny at Fanatics Fest last week. I thought it was ridiculous at first, but I was wrong. I mean, it's not that it isn't ridiculous, but Target had probably the most popular giveaway. They gave away duffel bags. And I looked at this and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Normally if you go to a lot of conventions, like you'll have people that give away stuff. And then there's always at least one person that has a premium bag to carry all of your stuff in, which is smart. If you know that people are going to be getting all these giveaways, how are you supposed to carry it? Oh, we'll make the bag. So Target made the bag at Fanatics Fest, but the thing was literally a duffel bag. It was huge. It was white and red and had like gold clasps on it. It looked really nice. But I'm like, no one's going to fill that. I say that, but then a day later, everyone's walking around with totally full duffel bags full of stuff.
Oh, wow.
So somebody there did their research and knew what was going to happen. So
Also, I see your like you thinking that you had like you knew what the best giveaway was. But I'll show you what the actual best giveaway was.
Oh, I love it.
So at Starbucks,
I was saying they were the bag giveaway. Oh, yes, it was.
So at Starbucks, oh, sorry, that's my. It's time to do sales alarm. At Starbucks, they had 3 different gift cards. You got free refreshers all day. They had different flavors. They also had athlete guests who were handing them out during the show, and then they had the Gretzky. Hopefully I'm pointing at the right one. The Gretzky, the Mantle, and the Jordan like
rookie styles
frames, for their gift cards. And then if you collected all 3, which each one has $10 on it, so you could use it at any Starbucks to $10. But if you collected all 3, you could turn them in. And I was like, turn them in? Who would want to turn them in? But whatever. So then you would turn them in, and you got the chance to purchase exclusive Starbucks merch.
I thought they were giveaways at that point. They just gave away the jackets and because they had I'm pretty sure they were straight giveaways, and you didn't even have to let go of the cards at 4:00. They were just giving away.
Okay, jackets. Like at the end.
Yes, at the end. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. I might have purchased those from someone who the jackets ran out of, and I saw her trying to get trying to figure out where it was. And I was like, I just want the cards. I don't want to wait in line. I don't have time for this. Can I just buy your cards? And she was like, if they don't have the jacket, you can buy them. So I followed her over to the merch store.
And they
had to move it when the World Cup was on. And I paid her for those cards, which aren't even for me. They're for a friend of mine who is in the sports card hobby and works for a company. And then he collects Starbucks paraphernalia.
I love that. So I went there 5 times while we were there.
Okay.
So I have 5. I have all 3 of the cards plus 2 duplicates. And
nice.
It was my favorite thing. It was a 5-minute wait. You got a free drink. And
it was not 5 minutes. John, when did you go? It was.
Oh no, it was 5 minutes every time I went. 5 minutes. I always went right after they closed off they had. So not to derail and go too much into Fanatics Fest, but they had what I would equate to railroad crossings. They built these paths that they called walks of fame, and they were basically like little stanchions that you'd see if you were in New York City for a parade, those metal things that are set up, Jake, that you stand behind so you don't get into the road. They set those up throughout, and then they had crossing areas that were open for most of the time. But then when a celebrity was coming through, they closed them down, just like if you were waiting for a freight train to pass, and you stand there for 10 minutes waiting for them to open them back up. And so I would always go at a time right after they reopened that, and the line died way down at Starbucks because of that. So that was my strategy.
Okay.
But I agree. I thought that was some of the most innovative giveaways. It was weird because they went the year before. I think you had to successfully get a basket in, and then you got a free $5 gift card. This, you didn't have to do anything. You just waited in line and got a free drink and a gift card every time you went, and they didn't limit you. So yeah, I agree, Kristina. I thought that was one of the coolest, booths, giveaway stuff.
Yeah, and the fact that they made it for card people, I thought was really cool too, because they could have easily just done a basketball frame or football, they could have just been sports, but instead their marketing events team was no, we're doing this for cards. So I really appreciated that attention to detail as someone who, as you guys
100%.
know, goes the extra mile for the shows that we go to. I really was nod to them. That's an amazing activation.
Yeah, they cool. Just to show the jacket, Caitlin from Sports Card Couple, she's wearing one there, so you guys can see. That was a jacket giveaway. My camera's not going to focus at all, is it? I don't have autofocus.
You have to put it in your face, I think.
Yeah, I think I have autofocus turned off specifically. But yeah, oh, here it is.
It's okay. People can Google it. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they can see it. Yep. So let's see if it goes. There we go. There you go. Starbucks. but it's super cool idea, and to give away so many things like that. They had Nike shoes too. I really wanted the Nike shoes. I don't know how many pairs of those they had and what sizes, but they had them on display, and I'm like, that'd be cool to have a Starbucks Nike shoe. But
yeah. Now, so thinking about Starbucks and the National,
yeah,
any tips
good segue
on if you want to get Starbucks? Like, because there's a Starbucks, for those who haven't been, there's one in the lobby of the convention center. It's a little one.
It's always packed.
It seems like, yeah, it's always got a line. And it seems like they have pretty short hours too, don't they?
I'm usually locked in at the booth, so like I see it open when I like walk in past the lines, like because I go in at corporate time. So like the line is usually down the block, like down the street by the time like I'm walking up, and then everyone gets mad because they're like, who's this girl? I'm like, corporate. But yeah, so it's always open when I walk in, but I'm always in a rush to get to the booth because I slept late. So
like, my tip is delivery. We, for the roadshow booth, we get everything delivered. Like, we don't worry about buying stuff there because the lines are long. You just order it an hour ahead, knowing you're going to want lunch at noon or something. Order it at 11 and then get it delivered. Super simple. You meet them in the lobby. Done.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, have a runner, so like one person's designated to like.
We're big on getting Chick-fil-A, so
yeah,
you know.
I think we did that last year with Culver's. Like the night we went to the trade night, like the VIP trade night, we were like, okay, get it delivered.
Yeah, there's no time to eat otherwise.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, the show ends and then trade night begins right at show
at the same minute,
right?
But people are already lined up. So if you don't have a bracelet, you have to leave the show floor to go line up for trade night. So make sure you go and get that bracelet. John, where exactly can they go to get
Hall
there?
G, 1:00. Yeah, we'll have more announcements on the main page, and I'm producing some videos for the National now that'll share more of that info. But Hall G, 1 p.m. each day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Awesome. Yeah, I know in 23 there weren't any bracelets, and people I think were started lining up at like 2 or 3 p.m. to get in. I know I was with a group. I don't know what time they got there, but we all chipped in and got like a party pizza, and eventually people started coming around and offering us, like, basically it was an auction for slices of pizza.
Everything is for sale.
Yeah.
Wait, I still tell people I stay in the Hyatt pretty much every year, but there was one year where, I mean, and every year there's always a trade night there that's like just unannounced. People just start setting up. But the thing that got me was all of these people are setting up their cards on every surface you can find, including like the bar that's closed. And they shouldn't be back behind the bar doing that, but they are, right? And there was this one guy who was there for 2 or 3 hours. He first come, first serve, right? He took his space. He claimed his space. But as he was going to leave, he sold his space for $100 to somebody else. And it's like, what? Like, it's not your space to sell. You're subletting in, an area that's not yours. You're illegally soliciting this. What? So, but that's the mentality, right? Everything's for sale or auction or, so I just found that to be really, really funny.
The entrepreneurial spirit is running strong through the National.
Doesn't end with cards. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, there's no shortage of. Yeah, I'd heard about that also, and there's always some crazy stuff like that happens that starts making its rounds. I know Atlantic City had quite a few interesting, colorful tales. Who knows?
That one doesn't have the hotel connected benefits.
No,
it could really do well with them, but.
I feel like Atlantic City had the best venue once you were inside.
I agree.
But everything else about it was horrendous.
Yep.
So even to the travel to get there, I know people had all kinds of horror stories of just getting into the city.
Oh yeah, there's no airport that's super close. It's not great, but you're right, Jake, and I think I've said that many times. I might have said it on here a couple years ago, but like, giant rectangle. Best you can get because it's just a nice grid, very easy to see everything. That room is gigantic. The National in Chicago is a triangle when you look at the map. It's very strange, and it's hard to describe. I mean, and Kristina, like we're at the back, like kind of the way back, but the way back of this room that's
like you it's like to the right and all the way back. Like you have to like walk in and then go right, pivot right and then go all the way back. Like it's this weird like boomerang shape almost.
It literally is like I think I might have opened the map on here last year, but it's literally a triangle when you actually see it like bird's eye view, and it's like it doesn't feel like a triangle when you're in it. It feels kind of like a little mini maze, but when I saw that, I'm like, what the heck? But
I like Cleveland. That was a big square as well.
Yeah. Smaller.
The parking situation.
30% smaller. Yeah, and that too.
Yeah, was like the big thing that year when like everyone on Wednesday like couldn't get out because they only had signs for one exit and entrance. But like so like we were all sitting in our car and I was like after peopling like and then sitting in the car with like 6 people, I was just like I need to go walk. Like so like you guys stay here. I'm going to go walk around the building. We're not going anywhere. And that's like, I walked around the side of the building and I was like, there's another, I almost cussed again. There's another exit over here and no one's in line. Everyone's going to the main entrance. So like I called Hoj and I was like, fight the tide, and go the opposite way. I'm on the other side of the building and we can get out immediately. So.
Yeah. I feel like parking overall. I was gonna say, I think parking overall at even small shows, I don't know how it is near you guys, but like parking overall around here is the worst thing at almost every show I go to. They never have enough. There are people parking out on the road or in an illegal space that they're not supposed to park in. Like there's so much demand for getting into the show, and a lot of the venues here in Connecticut that people are doing shows at, I go to like shows that are like 30 to 40 table shows, but you have literally 400 people showing up, to the show, and it just the parking lot doesn't match the capacity that you need, and so
I'll defer to you because the only Connecticut show I went to was this past November where we saw you at Mohegan Sun, and they got their parking down.
They, as a casino, they've got it down. That's the only show that I've been to in Connecticut that literally does not have a parking problem. And what a beautiful show, right? Like it's a nice venue.
It was amazing.
I really love it there.
I would say the Springfield show at the Mass Mutual Center,
that was always
a good job with parking because you have the casino right there. So that makes it
and the Mass Mutual Center houses huge events with a lot of spectators. That's a lot of the things I see are just like these shows are like they're thrown into a VFW or something, and they they have 20 parking spaces. It's not going to work for 400 people. Like where are you going to put all these extra cars?
Right.
So I think it's become a problem everywhere, but Chicago less of a problem, which is great. We'll see, like you said, Jake, in Detroit what'll happen, but
like with Chicago, because there are so many hotels around, you don't really have that issue of driving in, because like there's a plethora of walkable options.
Some of the locals, I think, because I think part of the VIP pass, one of the passes gets you parking included with your admission, but I think it's kind of one of those perks that really just people who are local are taking advantage of.
Well, or people who maybe stay low, like at a Airbnb or something, like with a group. I've parked there before, like the garage for like the spectacular. Like I've gone to a couple spectaculars that are only on the second floor of the national setup. And like, I mean that garage is huge, and then Sky Bridge right over. You don't even have to worry about crossing this busy street or anything. So it's definitely a convenient parking spot if you are driving in.
Yeah. And if you have like a lot of, even if you were staying at Lowe's and had a lot of inventory that you were taking in and out every day, you might want to drive a rental, to the parking garage instead of walking it, like totally. I
usually just wagon. And
it works.
Yeah. You'll see me like crossing the street with this wagon with boxes on top of it. There's that homeless girl again. Yeah.
She's got the hoodies.
Yeah. That homeless
girl has some nice hoodies.
Yeah.
I know one year I had stayed. I don't remember the name of the hotel. I want to say it was a Marriott property.
Crown
It was
Plaza.
across the street. No, not the Crown Plaza. I narrowly avoided that mistake one year. But it was whatever. No, you stayed at the Crown Plaza. Oh no. Yeah, I almost grabbed a room there because I saw like this flash sale for like $150 a night or something like that. And I was like, I'm gonna grab that.
Yeah.
But I didn't. But yeah, there was a Marriott Suites,
so
I think.
Everyone's aware. I'm not just being a snob. It's musty and like it's like flooding damage, like it's moldy. like unless they redid it, like it is moldy in there.
I heard it's
when the water doesn't stay in the bathroom and it comes into the rest of the room, you've got a problem.
It's not even your room though, John. It's like the whole place. Like you walk down the hallway and you're just like, why does like the carpet
is it all musty?
Bounce? Ugh. Like no, not really. It's not that bad. But like it's like it has a mold smell to it where you're just like, maybe it used to be a smoking hotel that they've
that could be
perfumed up too, and like didn't properly dry the carpets when they shampooed them. I don't know, but like it's not a good
Sounds
look.
like it's a need forever deep renovation.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, go ahead. Derailed that so bad.
No, because I was just talking about other hotels, and like I had stayed at I think it was like a Marriott Suites. It's across the street from like the Westin, and that was one of those locations. I was like, oh, I think I could probably make the walk. But when you factor in like I'm just walking with a backpack with cards on my back. That's an Uber. That's not a walk.
Well, you also have to remember, like, even if you go early in the morning, we're in Illinois in the middle of summer, where like it might be 85 degrees and you're thinking, oh, that's like the high of the day, but like it'll be like 75 when I walk over at 10 a.m. The humidity is what gets you. Like, I know people say that, but it's real.
It's true. It's 100% true.
Yeah.
I know. There's for me anyway, there's nothing worse than starting your day that you're going to be surrounded by large groups of people constantly, and you're already kind of like hot and sticky, because it's not going to go away. But yeah, maybe that's just me.
I get it.
Yeah. So one of the things that I always think about is with the National, there are so many booths to see. Like it took me a couple of years to really figure out like a system that works for me. And like I try to like create almost like a map where I have like a couple of spots that I want to see. But I know in the past I want to try to see every single booth. It would take me like 2 days to get through the whole floor.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Least.
But I would think that this year, you got the second hall upstairs. It's probably going to take like 3 days if you're one of those people that wants to see everything. And there's no way to see everything before anybody else, right? Like if it's going to take you 3 days to walk through the whole floor. But like, are there any tips or thoughts that you each have had in terms of like trying to make sure that you see what you want to see at the National without missing stuff?
I would say rely on your network. Like, like maybe the best option for like Wednesday or Thursday is not to buddy up, but to separate. Like know what, like, yeah, like have like a best buddy who's like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. This is what you're looking for. I'm going to go over here. You're going to go over there. Text me or call me. Make sure you take a picture of like the person behind the booth, the card, and then like the surrounding
Space
area
number.
So you can find them again. And like, the aisles are usually up in the ceiling, like with like a sign. So like take pictures of that too, so people can you can find, like, even if you see a card, it's like you're looking like, and you're like, oh, like I kind of like this, but I'm not really sure. I don't want to buy something too early. Let me take a picture. Take multiple pictures of the orientate, like of where you are in the building, like looking at the guy, looking like up and down the aisle, like turn around, like take all the pictures. You're never going to be upset with yourself for having too much information when you're trying to find that card later. It's when you take a picture of just the card and you're like, fudge nuggets, where was that booth? Like that, I've fallen into that trap before. And I'm like, oh, I saw this really cool card, but I have no idea where I was when I saw it. So
yeah. And one of the things
I would echo that.
Go ahead, John.
I was just saying, I would echo that. I actually I had more pickups at if it was the last year or the year before at National, I had more pickups from people on Instagram who saw something on Instagram that was taking a picture of in the room, who said, John, this is a card I think you want. This is the booth number. Why don't you go over there and check it out? Like, so your buddy system that Kristina's talking about can extend beyond people that are even in the room. They could be people that are just your friends on the internet who are living vicariously through all of the social media posts that are going on, you know, and notice that, oh, there's a Thomas Bryant 1 of 1 in this case. No one else is going to buy that, but John will buy that, you know, like, so there you go. The other piece that I would also recommend from the opposite side is, like, on Instagram, you have those little comments that you can put, like little text that you can put on your profile picture. If you like going into messages and stuff, put your booth number there, put where you are at the National. We did it at Fanatics Fest as well. That helps, because if someone goes on and they're like, I'm wondering where I can find this person, how do I find this booth? I don't remember it. It's right. They don't even have to click on your profile. They could just see literally the booth number there. So that's a great tip too, with even if you're just trying to find, to your point, Jacob, like, there are a number of things I wanted to hit at this thing. Where are they? How do I map it out? Well, some of that is like, they may just be friends of yours that you know from Instagram. If everyone posts that number, like their booth number, where they're going to be at on there, it's way easier to like track them down and say hello. So
yeah. So one of the things that I've done that's helped me is, to Kristina's point, I'll take a picture, I'll text it to myself, and I'll ask a dealer, what's your booth number? One of the things that I learned, I don't remember where I learned it from, is like asking the dealer before you take a picture of their card. Sometimes it seems like maybe it's an unnecessary step, because of, well, sure, they'd let you, but it can help kind of like build a little bit of a rapport before you actually start entering into negotiation, but also is like just kind of a common courtesy. I think it's always nice to, you know, we're at a public event, so a lot of people think like they can just take their phone out and record whatever they want, take pictures of whatever they want, but asking people before you record them or their things is always appreciated, I think, all around. But yeah, when I ask people for their booth number, the other thing too is like sometimes the booth number and the aisle numbers and all the kind of things, sometimes they aren't as helpful as you know, I'd like. So if I'm like trying to find a booth, I'll ask other dealer, like if I'm at a different booth, I'll ask them, hey, what's your booth number? And sometimes that can help me kind of get oriented in terms of like, okay, I need to go, you know, 5 aisles down, and, you know, a little bit off course type thing. Because it is a maze. It's a little bit of, you know, takes a day or two to get really oriented to the space.
So
and like then even after a day or two, you still aren't.
Yeah, seriously. Like even by Sunday, I'm like, where am I? But like that's also assuming dealers know what their booth numbers are, which I think is putting a lot of trust in them.
That's a good
which
point.
Is the maybe why setups, you couldn't find them.
Yeah, I was gonna say the lesser setups, they're listed on like a white card. Like, so if they don't do a big setup, if they haven't brought their own tablecloths and all that kind of stuff, those are the ones that you can use as landmarks, because you could still see the thing on the label. The people who are treated a little bit more professionally tend to cover it up with whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
But that can kind of help you find them too.
Yeah, definitely. And I know like some of the biggest cards that I have been able to get through like trade deals, to John, your point, is stuff that people have texted me or DM me on Instagram. Hey, I saw this, you know, I'm with this person over by this booth. Hey, I saw this at this booth. Like I put out a video, I think before the 2023 National, that I was nervous to put out, with like my top 5 want list. I was like, oh geez, people are gonna see this and then like rake me over the coals for the cards that I want. And it was the exact opposite, because my one set of eyes is only so good, but then having 10 sets of eyes out there looking for the things, because contrary to popular belief, we don't all collect the same things.
Right.
So if I see something that I know Kristina wants, Kristina collects completely different stuff than I do. So I'm just happy to help her. I don't care to, get it and try to, make $5 on it or something.
$5 would be nice. Like, you should see what some people rake me over the coals for.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll buy you coffee, Jake, for $5. Yeah. I think that, and if you do have a want list, I know we touched on it briefly that like internet isn't the greatest at the National.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to do research on your want list and take screenshots of things, or like put like, this is the range of the last 5 comps of this card, so that you have some data to like, start negotiations, or just know what you're willing to pay based on what this card usually sells for. I highly recommend that. Like, I tell people,
it's a great tip.
Yeah, takes like, if you're gonna search something, like search it, like if obviously on CardLadder, like search the sales history and then just take a screenshot on your phone. It's like, you can folder it like and name it that card. You can name it like National Want List and just like keep popping them in folders so that you can like pull it up. And then you could show the dealer, even if neither of you have service, hey, look, this is a screenshot from CardLadder. Though like dealers are probably going to yell at me now because they're going to be like, someone could AI that. Then you should have paid for internet, guy.
A friend of mine pointed out to me a use that I hadn't thought of before, but like he has a whole separate collection on his CardLadder of wants cards that he's tracking to understand when things are going up and down on things he wants to buy. Yeah. So I think that's important. It comes back to what I said at the very beginning about, if there's stuff that you're looking for your PC, you should really know what you're willing to spend ahead of time. You should know the values. It's not, you shouldn't have to comp it at the National. You should already know that. Yeah. But Kristina, your point about a list is super important, especially for set builders. When I don't have it here now, I've switched out cards, but like it took me 19 years to build this set that I finished a couple months ago. And I had a table that was saved to my phone about what cards I was missing and how much I was willing to pay for each one. So I didn't have to go look it up 100 times, and some of that was based on recent comps. And then some of it was based on what I spent on other cards in the collection. And like, as much as I, would love to pay full comp on, a particular card here, I'm not going to pay more for Larry Bird than I did for Michael Jordan in that set. And I know I bought the Jordan years ago, but I just can't. It's a block in my head where I'm not going to do it, So sometimes it's just for you, just understanding your own willingness of what you're willing to spend and put that down in writing. I always recommend to people bringing a physical want list. Do it American Picker style. They always hand out a flyer when they go to, any of these places. Print out your list. You can take a bunch of copies. I tend to just take a laminated one. And I hand it to the person and I say, hey, do you have any of these specific things? It has some pictures of certain cards I'm looking for. And then it lists out the rest of the stuff that I'm looking for. And it's a quick way that you can have that interaction. And they may have something, like I found some of the cards for my Hot Shot set that way. The guy didn't have any of them on display, but he's like, I have like half the set in my car. And I'm like, really? He's like, I'll bring it back. I'll bring it in tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. And I'm like, all right. So again, bridging that gap, you can do it, and you can do it ahead of time and understand. Do your research before you go,
Also in his car, like,
yeah.
Different world.
Yep. That was in Cleveland.
What I mean is, some people live in a different world than I live in. They do. Like, I'm just like, what? Like, safety, security, personal property. We just like don't care. Yes.
I can't imagine doing the National and leaving things in your car when you're a vendor. Why wouldn't you have all of your stuff in with? Why wouldn't it come with you? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It wasn't.
But worked out for me.
The news was like, the truth is, John, it wasn't in his car. He just knew the other dealer who owned all of it,
had it,
and then like he went and bought them.
Oh, I got this guy.
Yeah, and then like charged you more for the service fee of going to.
He was very reasonable. It's true. I did show him what I was willing to spend on each one, so he might have very well known he could get them less. But you know what? More power to him.
Yeah,
that's great. We're all happy then.
Yeah, for sure.
True.
Like that's end of the day. I always tell people, don't obsess over that. Don't obsess over the next guy. Don't obsess over how much meat you left on the bone when you sold something. Like if you would rather have the money than the card, you sell. If you'd rather have the card than the money, then you buy. That's it. And everyone can be happy. I had a guy tell me at a show, like, it's only a good deal if we both feel the pain. Like we both are kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm like, that is a horrible deal. We should both be happy about what we got. And then we'll want to do more deals together. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
So my philosophy with like working with someone is I want them to feel better about the deal than I do. And obviously I'm not going to do the deal unless like I'm like happy with it. Right. But I want them to feel even happier with it. Like they walk away and they're like, I would like 10 out of 10 do that again. Like, because that's, like you said, how you build relationships.
Yeah. And there's so many people that want this stuff. You don't have to go through pain to sell it or to buy it. Just a little bit of patience, which I know some people in the industry do not have. But I mean, a little bit of patience goes a long way with those things. It's
a marathon.
I know, Jake, we've talked about it a lot, like the penny autograph you're looking for like, look, I mean, and you can always get something and upgrade it later.
Yep.
That's one of the things, like I tend to be a guy who walks around the room, so to speak, not at the full national, but like at a normal show, I tend to walk around the room first, make a lap, and then come back after I see everything. But always, if you see something that like you've been waiting to get, or you wanted a clean autograph on that particular card and you've not seen it elsewhere and it's a reasonable price, just buy it. Like, do it. Like don't overthink it or second guess it, or, oh, I could have gotten it for $50 less from another booth that I might have found 2 days later. No. Well, fine. Then buy that one too. And then let go of the other, whatever. Like, but you're going to see so many things at this show, especially if you're going for the first time. You're probably spend way too much money in your first hour there, but like you're going to find so many things that you've never seen before, or in a condition that you couldn't find. And it's just like, if it's something that you truly want, go for it and make a list. That's the last thing I would say there too. Like, have an idea before you go in, because you're going to find so much candy in this place that you're going to want to try it all. But in reality, like, limit yourself if you're a collector not looking to flip. If you're looking to flip, it's a whole different story. But if you're looking to buy stuff for your collection, have a list of those top 5 things you're looking for and try and stick to it, because you're going to find 10, 20, 30 other things that you think are really cool. But you got to look back at the list and go, are they cooler than these? Like, can I take something off my list now and replace it with this? Like, that's how I think about it.
Yeah. When I'm making my list, I try to put myself in the position of, if I see this in a dealer booth, am I going to get like that surge of adrenaline that's like, I have to get this? And if it gives me kind of that feeling, it's going to go on my short list. But to your point, John, about the season ticket auto, it's funny. It made me think of something. I'm bringing the season ticket auto with me, not because I'm looking to move it, but because if I find, like what you're saying, if I find a better quality auto, I just want the best quality auto that I can find for a reasonable price. So I'll move the one that I have if I find one that's a better example. And I think,
and you can compare it actively while you're there.
Exactly, because then I'm not trying to look at a picture on my Instagram and say, oh, is this better or worse and whatever. I'll have it there in hand. I can make a decision at the moment. But I'm leaving that in the hotel room, right? I'm not bringing that with me to the showroom floor unless I find that replacement. I think that's a tip that I learned from Josh, Cardboard Chronicles. The first year that he went, he was saying, if you have something in your box or bag or whatever your Zion case, whatever you're bringing with you that you don't really want to sell, you're having dealers and collectors look through your box and your bag. they're gonna get upset. Like, it's like dangling this piece of meat. Like, oh, don't you want this juicy steak? Yeah, I want it. No, you can't have it. So if there's stuff that you don't really want to move, either put it in a different box that people aren't looking through, or leave it in the hotel room until you want to show it to people or whatever. Like, have the stuff with you that you're showing dealers or other collectors for trades that are just things that you want to move, so you don't run into that situation.
There was a guy at Fanatics Fest. I think it might have been connected to Grand Slam. I'm trying to remember who it was. But he had 3 cases of LeBron cards that were not for sale, 3 full showcases, and booths at Fanatics Fest were over $3,000 a piece. Like, to give you an idea of like just what a card booth got, it's an insane amount of money in comparison to any other card show that anyone else has set up at a normal card show. To take up 3 full showcases with LeBrons you're not selling, and they were gorgeous, like some really great autographs and patches and stuff. But his philosophy was bringing this stuff out will attract the kinds of stuff I want to buy. So when someone sees him that serious, right?
Buy? Yeah,
he was. So when someone sees that level, then they bring out theirs. I was at a show. I was at the East Coast National and in White Plains, which has the same namesake, but it's nowhere near the size, like 300 tables. It happens. It's been going on since like 1992 was the first one I went to back in the day in White Plains, New York. But I was at that show and I had a few Jordans in my case, and someone came up to me with a Playmakers Theater, and I had never held a Playmakers Theater before, but he said, "You're the only one in this entire show that has the kind of cards I have. So you're the first person that's going to see this at the show." And so, yeah, Kristina, like totally. It attracts that attention, and then you can start to talk.
Yeah. Adam did that with the Helix case at the Dave and Adams booth. Like it was like, this is his personal collection. I'm looking to buy these. Like, and he just had like anything from F1 to soccer to, I think he had Disney. Like, it was just like everything. He's just looking to buy a Helix, and he was just like, here's my PC. You probably have one if you're looking at this. So sell it to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good philosophy. Yeah.
Makes sense for a dealer. I did get into a tough negotiation with a dealer who had a card in their showcase. I think it was in 2021 that they were trying to get more cards like that. And they wanted, and I had an example. It was the 96 precious metal, and I had the Rodman, they had the penny in their case. And I had jokingly said, "Oh, wow, imagine if I could trade this Rodman just straight for a penny." And they were worth about the same at the time.
Yeah.
And there was somebody that had one, and they had a price that I was, willing to pay, but they wanted my Rodman. I said, "Okay, great, let's trade them." And he said, "Well, I'll tell you what, I don't want to actually sell the penny." I said, "Great, I don't really want to trade the Rodman." So he's like, "Well, what?" So we started going back.
Sounds like a game of chicken.
It was a game of chicken, and eventually I just looked at him. I said, "It sounds like we're at an impasse because I'm not letting this Rodman go unless I go away with a penny." And eventually he relented, and we made a trade. But it was he was trying to attract more of the precious metals, and
he came with the Rodman. Yeah.
So
it's so funny.
I got what I wanted eventually.
I will say, I know you guys are talking about your lists, and lists are great and all, but I'm a list person. Like I have my CardLadder binder already set for the national. Like, it's already filled with all of my lists and things, like my agendas and how-tos, whatever. I'm a list person for everything. But when I go to the national, I'm just type B. I'm just let's see what the universe will bring me. I know what would make sense for my PC, what would be nice to get, cards that have never been seen, but it would be it would fit with my PC. But I definitely go in thinking let's just see what people have this year. So even if you have a list, don't be afraid to go off list. And if you don't have a list, that's okay too. Just know what you're willing to spend and on cards in general, and then just kind of stick to it.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. And I think, Kristina, correct me if I'm wrong, you're the type of person that if you leave the national without obtaining a new card for your PC, you're satisfied.
Yeah. Like any show, like I don't really like shows, to be honest. Like it's just like talking to people, like even just like saying hi to dealers. I'm very introverted, like in like real life, like especially with strangers. I know that's like hard. Like people are like, really, but like it's different when you like know people and like you're talking to them on a screen and like you don't actually see the chat. Like when I'm in a room with like strangers, I just don't talk to me. Like is how like my normal mode is. So like even just going up to a table and being like, "Hi, how are you? How's the show going?" It's just like so draining to me that I'm just like, ugh, another table I have to go look at. But like I just want to like just don't talk to me. Like I'm the person that like tells the Uber driver like I'll give you 5 stars if you don't say a word to me. If like every word you say, I go down a star. No,
you're gonna drain my social battery with this.
Yeah, and that's how it is. Like after the national, like Josh and Chris know, like don't ask Kristina for anything Monday and Tuesday because like I'm just like drained. Like I can't function. Like I mean I'm still like doing sales and like working, but like I'm just like yeah.
A lot.
Like, there was one night yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say totally off topic thing, so go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say there was one night last year where like I think it was Saturday, like my social battery had already depleted and like we were trying to go to dinner and I had to bring my bag upstairs and I just like couldn't, like I stood on the elevator and I was just like staring at the like panel and like I couldn't remember what floor we were on and like Josh like got on the elevator and he was like, "I thought you already went upstairs," and I was like, "I don't know what floor I'm on," and he's like, "Oh my god." Like he's like, I need to walk you to your hotel room?" Like I'm just like, he was like, "We're going to dinner. Like, pull yourself together, woman." Yeah.
But I think that's also a good point. It's like, don't be afraid to take breaks as you need. I know like Atlantic City, I took a break to go get lunch with a friend. And then after that, I was like, I need like 15 minutes to just take a quick power nap before I go back to socializing. Yeah, I think that's really important.
I wish I was able to do that power nap. Like I won't take naps for months or whatever, and then all of a sudden I'll take a nap, and my wife will tell you this, and it'll be like I'm out like 4 or 5 hours. Like I have every intention of just it'll be a 15-minute like, and no, I'm like out cold like for I only sleep like 5 hours a night anyway. So it's like I sleep an entire extra night during the day. And it's like, wait a minute, probably should have recharged. But yeah, no, I think it's a great recommendation that people, kind of also the hydration piece that you had said earlier, just kind of know your limits and realize that you got to be, as much as the adrenaline is pumping because you're seeing cool stuff and it's just a really awesome place to be. Your body's like not as excited about that as you are, as your brain is, and so yeah, keeping up on that.
I'll also give a teaser. If you're an introvert or an extrovert, come to the CardLadder booth early on Thursday. That's all I'll say.
You just basically said if you're anyone, come to the CardLadder booth.
Pretty much, but like specifically if you identify as an introvert or you identify as an extrovert, come to the CardLadder booth on Thursday.
They're giving out Myers-Briggs tests.
Yeah, now I'm very curious.
Yeah.
If you're a man, woman, or child, please come to the Roadshow Cards booth.
There you go.
Friday.
Awesome.
First, stop the CardLadder booth, get your hat, wear your hat over to John at the Roadshow booth. Go say hi to him. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be a blast. It's gonna go by like a flash, though. I feel like every year Sunday comes and it's just like, oh, geez, it's over already. And like there's so much that's happened, but it's just like, it's almost like your wedding day, right? Like it was such a busy day, but it's like, it's already over.
The National's a lot like my wedding.
What? Like, I don't understand that.
I know what Kristina's answer is going to be to this, but Jake, do you think the National should be longer?
No, I don't. I I don't think it should be longer for very, very selfish reasons, because me taking off more time from work or away from my family would be very problematic. So, but no, I think it's a good amount of time. I like to get in on a Tuesday, before things open up on Wednesday, and kind of like unpack and get myself situated. So like Tuesday to Sunday is a good time frame. I think if oh boy, if it was longer, I don't know, because like
Because you were just
I
saying like
noticed that there's a
it goes
flow.
by so quick, which I think you're right.
Yeah, but I noticed that there's kind of a flow of how the show goes in terms of like deals and stuff like that. And I noticed that by like Saturday afternoon, some of the patrons as well as the dealers that have been there since Wednesday are looking a little weary, right? Like it's a lot, and I'm just like
It's
thinking
because
that
they haven't hydrated.
probably
Back to point one.
probably yeah. Yeah, but I
I
don't know.
would say
That's my
too.
feeling.
This is the first year I'm not bringing my family to it. The last couple of years we've done it, and the way I've juggled that, juggle is a good terminology here, is we've always had one day where I took off from the national and we went
Mhm.
down to Chicago or whatever city we were in, and then did something as a family for the whole day. But then otherwise my wife was just hanging out with the kids, and that's a lot on her to
Mm.
be doing. Like, they see me at night, or they'll see me midday at some point, or my son would come through the show with me or something like that, on a particular day. So we decided this year that we won't do that. They'll
It's
stay
like
back and do other stuff.
it's the best year to do it though, because the Pokemon exhibit is happening at the Field Museum.
Oh,
Which,
see,
yes, I
we're not
have
going to share
attended.
that with my son, because my son would
Yeah,
definitely
like
do that. Yeah, no,
what?
he's so into it. Yeah, he's so into that.
It was really cool. Like, I will say, like, I'm a huge natural history fan. And if anyone has like an extra day and they stay on Monday, get tickets to the Field Museum's Pokemon exhibit. What they ended up doing was they did color coding. So like red was real and blue was Pokemon. So like they would have real fossils and real casts and real information, and it would color code in red, and then next to it was like the fictional Pokemon, like this is what it would look like. So it was blended education and entertainment perfectly.
Let's get interested. Yeah
to like keep kids interested. And I thought it was really well done. You don't need that long like for it, to be honest. Like but because it's
we
not
did the
that
Museum
big,
of Illusion last year when we went, which was a good one.
Plus you have the shed right there and the planetarium, like the museum campus. Sheesh, John, bring the kids. I'll go hang out with them, and your wife can work the CardLadder booth.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I used to nanny. I'll bring them to like the museum campus like multiple days. That sounds like a dream. Yeah.
There's plenty of stuff to do in Chicago, which is great to point out. I mean, we went to the zoo in the past years too. Like, there's plenty of things that, if you are bringing your family to it, if it's not just you going, like, definitely take a look around. There's a lot of great things, that you can do on at least a day, if not more. Or if you're planning for the future, like some folks in the chat were talking about going in the following years, think about those kinds of things as you plan. Maybe you come in a day or two early and do some of that if you want to be very involved with the show every day it's on. Another good way to do it. It's
for sure.
Yeah.
I know this year my wife was trying to go with me, and I was like, you don't want to do that. It's a bad idea.
I want to stay married. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you compare your wedding day to the national, I could see why like you'd be like, honey, let's not do that, because I don't want you to see what I compare the day I married the love of my life to a 5-day
event with people that need to use deodorant.
Yeah. Well, no,
and need to be reminded to wear comfortable shoes when they're standing on concrete every year.
Annually.
Yeah,
they need this reminder. Yeah, no, I always had to tell her, like, me at the national and me at home are two very different people, and I'm I don't sleep much at either place, but like I'm getting up and going, at the national, and I'm, out there pounding the pavement trying to get cards and stuff like that. I was like, you're not gonna want to be on the show floor for more than an hour. She loves sports, right? But it's like she does not care about cards. But also I had to explain to her, like, it's not in Chicago proper, it's outside of Chicago. So like you'd be Ubering into Chicago every day. And then we were trying to talk about bringing the kids, and like my son, I think at some point I'm gonna take him to Fanatics Fest, but like right now he's 6. It's like I think it'd be a little bit much for him. But
Damn, he's already 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do next year. Do it. I think that. Yeah. I mean, at my daughter went when she was 7.
Okay.
Had a great time. So.
Oh yeah, like you kick the ball. Like they had such great like every league had such great setups, and like it seems kind of simple, like shoot a hockey puck at like a wood cutout of a goalie, but like or like pitch down the line to a high school kid who's catching that day. Like it seems so simple, but like the implementation was just like, damn, like they're on it. I would highly recommend taking.
Yeah. I agree with what you were saying about up until now, but I think 7 is a great age to start.
Yeah.
You got enough
that
to
might
do.
Might be a good time for the Fan Fest. Not so much the national.
Yeah, and that's the difference too. I mean, like the Fan Fest stuff, when everyone compares the two, there's no match when it comes to card shows. The national is way bigger. You're going to see more cards. There's zero competition. And like I said earlier, probably better pricing as well. But Fan Fest, the thing I'd say about it is that what I'm describing to people, it's like the Disney World of sports. I know they talk about it as Comic-Con, but in reality, like what Kristina was just talking about, like those activations, they call them, like that they have in the different leagues. You wait on a line for like 30 minutes to do it. It's like you're at Disney World. You're waiting online for 30 minutes to go do something for 2 minutes. It's a cool experience that you'll either have a photo of, a video of, or some sort of memory of. But it's worth it. Like kids actually do get a big kick out of that. They don't mind waiting the 30 minutes to go hit the hockey puck or kick the ball or, whatever it might be, because it is on a different scale than what they're used to at their school, So.
Right. Well, plus like the lines are all staring at other kids doing it. So like they get amped up like for 30 minutes, like, oh, this is how I would actually do that. Or like, cause we were standing there watching a kid like pitch to like what I assume is a like high school or college catcher. And like his brother was like, didn't want to do it. But like, so like the mom was standing next to him and he was like, oh, that one didn't know what they were doing. And she was like, yeah, so you could have totally done it. And he was like, no, I don't want to embarrass myself like that kid. And it was just, I was cracking up because I was like, oh my God, this kid is hilarious. But like, yeah, it was, so I think they get amped up just in line. Like it's like you said, like Disney World, like going through like Indiana Jones or something, like where like
it's not
the
just
line is interactive. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. They're in the business. I said that about, and my outside company, we do a lot of this thinking about like how people are waiting and stuff and the science behind that. But Disney is a business that is largely on how do we get people to be okay with waiting for an hour? What do we do to entertain somebody in that hour that's either really visually stunning or has a screen on something or, and yeah, no, I think Fanatics Fest has done a good job of that with the exposure. They have big screens too. You can see what's going on in the main stage while you're, in another part of Javits Center. So I think it works out well. I think we're going to see more because it's not that hard, right? Like it's not a novel thing that Fanatics does. That no one else can do. I think we're going to see more of the athletes on the floor at the national in the next few years. It's not that hard to have a security detail. In the case of Fanatics Fest, they have like state troopers walking around with people, but like, it's not that hard to give somebody a couple of security guards and let them walk the floor for half an hour, and I don't think it'd be out of the way for some of the athletes that care about cards maybe to do that while they're there, and just hit the floor after they're done with the signing or before the signing and, kind of experience that. So I think we might see that more as things go because it's not that hard of a lift. It's not, you don't need to reinvent the wheel to do that. You can do it for what it already is.
I know I'm in the minority here because like I don't care about meeting the athletes, even the ones that I collect, and like we have whole podcasts about that. Like, but do we want that? Like, do we want like a Hall of Fame walk where like you can't move because
no. I think they can do it without that.
I think that it would grow to that is what I'm saying is like, you know, some athlete would be like, well, I want to like walk from one point to the other without people stopping me. And so I kind of worry, like, let's leave one over there and keep this
year
like,
one.
I
think year one of Fanatics Fest, the way they did that was none of that path stuff. They had a path around the entire perimeter that you could access behind the curtains. But there was no otherwise, you know, they didn't shut down the rows like they did in the subsequent years.
Right.
The first year we had Jake Paul and Livy Dunn come to the booth, and it was just a couple of state troopers and some security, and Michael Rubin was with them too. And that was it, you know, and then they were free on the floor. The next year, Wemby came to the booth right across from us, and they shut down our entire aisle for 20 minutes to handle that because they wanted to have a little bit more security. And then this year, as we were just talking about, that kind of walk of fame that they created is like a whole other network of these things. So it's evolved. Could it become that way with it? I don't think that's not where I would certainly advise the National to go, but like I do think the year one of Fanatics Fest could totally be done where you just have a couple of police officers or a security guard come out with an athlete for half an hour and just let them peruse the floor a little bit. I think that could work. We did see that a little bit last year. I was going around with Grant Williams for a little while he was walking, and he didn't have a security detail. He was just walking around.
Yeah, I saw him at Fanatics Fest just walking around. Like, no one noticed who he was, and I only know because like I had tickets to the Dallas Mavs, so like he was on Luka's team. Like otherwise, I'd be like, oh yeah, like he played for the Hornets. Like, but
I stood next to him. I shot the video of him pulling that Luka was my video. Like I stood next to him at Fanatics Fest that year. And that was his first day ever collecting sports cards. He had only owned Pokemon before that. And so we were talking about that for a great extent. But like last year, he saw Tom Brady when I was with him. And so Tom was like behind the zone. Tom came out and walked and hit a couple of booths at the National last year, kind of quietly. So I feel like we're going to see more of that happen as it goes. And I don't think it was done, to your point, I don't think it was done in an intrusive way last year. It didn't really shut things down.
Right. That's what I kind of worry about.
Yeah.
That's all.
I agree with you 100%, especially when people are there to buy cards. They don't need that kind of constant interruption.
But people come to the National even without all of that. So like, do we need to add like a fan fest style event? Like it's like, no, like this is for the card nerds, this is for the collectors. Like this is where we go to geek out with each other and look at cool cards and buy cool cards, sell our cards. Like I just like I'm kind of cautious.
Purist.
Like
I like it. No,
like don't try to be something you're not. Is like stay in your lane.
I'm saying like I don't think it's about transforming the National in any way. I'm just saying they could do some aspects like that with very little effort that wouldn't change much at all about the show. It's just added people on the floor that you never would have expected to see. Because people leave Fan Fest and the things that they talk about are those brief moments where they saw Justin Bieber shooting hoops, or they like, it's like those things that you didn't expect end up becoming the one thing that stands out in their mind that 5 years from now, when you say what happened at Fanatics Fest, they'll go, Justin Bieber was shooting hoops right next to me. And that's what they're going to remember. Like if I think back to my previous years of the National, it's all surrounding events that were outside the National, like where we went and had dinner, or if I think about my top memories, or it's cards I picked up, right? Like those are the two things that kind of define.
And I'm like, let's not change that, please. Like, let that be like the social and the card heavy focus. Like there already exists a Fanatics Fest. Like, let them have it.
Yeah, but I think Fanatics just might be almost too much of it. right? Like if you're blocking off spaces and it's like, if that becomes the focus, like I think there might be a happy medium, is my theory, somewhere in between, where you've got kind of, I don't know. I like hybrid approaches to a lot of things, but
look, the day that some person, cop or athlete or otherwise, tells me that I cannot cross an aisle at the National to get to my corporate booth is the day that Kristina gets pulled out of the National in handcuffs, because I will go full on New Haven on that person. Like I'm not joking. Like I saw a clip of like Gary Vee being locked out on the other side of the walk, and they had to like radio to get permission for him. Like he was calm about it, because I would not have been calm about it. Like I would have been like, you fucking see, there you go cussing. Like in this hypothetical made up world that I just created, I'm like already pissed off. So please keep the National pure. I just think it would piss so many people off. Like imagine like a whole aisle or half an aisle being shut down so Tom Brady could buy cards. Like people would be like, are you serious?
I mean, he did it last year at the National. He was at like 3 different booths.
Right, but they didn't shut anything down for him.
Exactly. That's
like
what
I'm worried about.
Yeah,
like, it's not even Tom Brady. Like he's like pretty like down to earth and chill. Like LeBron James, Wemby, Jalen Brunson, like all these people who have high egos, like who are like, oh, I need 20 cops and shut down the perimeter around me because I think I'm more recognizable than I am. I saw JJ Redick walk through the center stage area from the back to the front stage, like just past everyone.
No one doesn't.
No one knew.
Yep.
Chris, actually, I was standing next to Christopher. And like obviously Hoj knows because like he's basketball fanatic. Yep. And this guy like walks right in front of us and he's looking at him and he goes, that's JJ Redick. And I was like, how do you know? He goes, the tattoos.
He knows his tattoos. It's amazing.
Because like, you know, I don't know, because he used to play on Mavs and like he also like now he coaches Luka in LA. So like,
I just picked up a JJ Redick autograph card yesterday.
That's awesome.
There you go.
We deserve a better coach for Luka than a failed podcaster, but that's fine.
It's a good podcast.
It's not a good podcast. I agree to disagree.
Well, I mean, I think regardless of because every year there have been some celebrities that have been at the National. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure there will be some this year. We don't know who they'll be. We don't know, but I think we're all agreed, as long as they're not cording off sections for them to, do their thing. We'll deal with it.
Everyone's just
Kristina won't. She will fight it until the end.
I will fight someone, including the athlete and the cop.
Just imagine the potential for Luka to come to the CardLadder booth.
No, gross. Stop it. I don't want that.
One hat.
Literally don't want that. Like I would actively walk away if you told me Luka was coming to the booth in 5 minutes. I'd be like, okay, cool. And then I would disappear. Like I would go right out the emergency door.
Why is that?
Out. I don't I have no interest
in the actual person at all, even though you're collecting cards.
Really? I have interest in them as athletes. I will go watch their games.
How about a photo with them holding one of your favorite cards that you can put up on the mantle?
A what?
A photo with Luka and one of your favorite cards that you can put up on the mantle at home. No.
I don't have pictures of Luka in my house. No.
Other than on cards?
I mean, yeah, but those are most of those are in a bank vault. They're not even in the house.
Right.
I have rookie year 1-of-1s. They're not sitting on
They're
my
not
desk.
sitting there. Yeah.
No. Yep. Yeah. No. I just they say don't meet your heroes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know. I think I talked about it last year. I got my N64 Mia Hamm's FIFA World Cup cartridge from that I used to play as a kid every day after school, signed by her at the Cleveland National. Shout out Ty, who gave me the ticket to get it, like, to get the autograph, because like I just like I'm a space case unless it's like for business. So like I'm like, how do you do this? Like I need like a handhold. She was not nice to the two people in front of me. So like when I went up there, I purposely put it down and looked away. I was like, don't make eye contact with her. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want her to be mean to me. Like I don't like she was my idol growing up. So I was just like, nope, like don't talk to me. Like don't do this. And it's just like that's kind of how like
That's
I
interesting.
didn't even want to talk to Mia Hamm, who like I had an autographed picture of her taped to my mirror growing up. Like I just, yeah. I have no desire. Like, they're just people. Like, they're really good at good athletes, but.
I find it so interesting. It's like most people like that. It goes hand in hand for so many people. Like I would think like any of like I've started having a collection of pictures up on the wall back here, but like any of the folks that I collect, I would love to meet, you know, just because I feel like that piece goes hand in hand. So I just think it's so interesting.
Well, like, what am I going to talk to him about? Like,
that's true.
A card of you. Like, I moved to Dallas to watch. Like, I moved across the street from your workplace to watch you at work for 3 years. Like, he'll be like, "Oh my god!" Like what? Right. Like, it doesn't sound appealing. Like when I phrase it like that. Like what?
I get it.
You know,
someone Kristina, said that I would like literally call the cops on that. Someone said that to me. Like,
I have a similar feeling that to you. Like, Penny Hardaway is my main PC. I loved watching him play. I loved his commercials, all that kind of stuff. And I've had some friends that have had like opportunities to meet him, like autograph signings or whatever. And they've been like, "Oh, do you want to come or do you want me to get something?" And I'm like, "No, like I want his autograph on cards that are pack pulled." And like, if I had a chance to meet him, I wouldn't necessarily be like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna." I like this is where I'm a little bit different. Like if he was coming to see something that I was doing, I wouldn't necessarily like avoid him. But like I don't have this like real strong urge to like meet Penny. And I wouldn't say I met Allen Iverson, but like I went with Kyle from Wax Museum when he was getting an autograph signed.
An interesting one.
Yeah, and that interaction, just like I was just there to record it for him, but it was like that was kind of like not the greatest interaction, and I was there to like witness it firsthand. And I loved watching Allen Iverson. I've heard tons of stories about him as an individual, and when I was a kid, I like really wanted to meet him because I thought it'd be really cool. But as an adult, I'm like I've had the same kind of feeling, Kristina. Like, what am I going to talk to this guy about? Like, yeah. Oh, geez, wouldn't it have been great if Shaq stayed in Orlando? How many championships would you have won? Like, I don't want to think about that. I'm sure he doesn't want either. So,
and then like, what if you like made money on their cards, right?
Yeah, that was the National.
That was the National. Okay.
Yep, that was backstage of the National. He was super nice. I mean, he was super nice.
I've heard he's a great guy.
I think what I would say is, and I did a lot of work with celebrities in my previous life in the music industry, and what I would say is it's less about stress because the things that you're thinking about, the fact that you know about them are things about their professional careers. And if you just talk to them like any other human, and I get it, Kristina, like
they are just any other human.
Yep. Like, right. Yeah.
Like, I don't know you. Like,
right.
So what am I going to talk to you about? Like, I collect your cards because I like watching you play basketball. Like,
I mean, yeah, some of it is even less about you having to volunteer something about you and more about, hey, what's up? Like, how has this been for you? Like, just again, like a human, like you met somebody somewhere, you saw they were doing something, and you're like, how's it been going today? A little bit crazy. Like, I'm trying to think what I talked to Penny about, but it was something along the lines of like, how many autographs he must have signed today. And they were cashing them out. And I think I might have said something like about how he literally was getting handed cash before he left, because I didn't know that that's how that worked until I was backstage. That some of them request they actually literally want to be paid in cash before they leave. And I didn't know that. So just natural things, like just about like just observations that have nothing to do with them necessarily and no pressure on you. It's just small talk that you would make. And then you see where you end up going. I met Chauncey Billups at the same time, or not the same time, but about an hour earlier that I met Penny. And Billups is a guy that I had PC'd back in 2004 to 2006. I have a huge Billups collection. So I was that nerd there where someone had introduced me and said, he has a lot of your cards. And then so I pulled out my phone and I showed him like this, and he had never seen so many cards of himself, on that thing. And I said, I kept him all those years and stuff. But I had a logo man of his that I brought with me and he signed it for me. And that was cool because there's no other way I was going to get that signed. It was the end of the Upper Deck era when they were getting rid of all those jerseys. It was like 2009 when they had to like get rid of everything they had. So my logo man is numbered to 16. The game used logo man. They literally had 16 logo men, like not like Panini where they had like the silhouettes where there's some logo men like mix. No, this is like straight up logo man written on the card. There's 16 of them.
Wow.
So, but it was unsigned, and so super cool to get it signed and have that experience. But I don't know. But I'm an extrovert, so that's totally different land there. I like talking to everybody, about whatever. So
I'd rather cry in a corner. Like
totally, and I get it. I totally get it.
And I love that for you, like that you like to do that. But like,
yeah, totally.
To me, like I met Jokic by like accident. Like I didn't know what was gonna happen. Like I was just standing there and someone introduced me and was like, hey, can you take a picture with this girl? And I was just like, oh. And then like I didn't know what to say to him. So like I had my phone and I had a phone, like a picture of him and Luca as my screensaver on my phone from the All-Star game. So they were on the same team. And I like showed it to him at the end and I was like, so when is this gonna happen during the regular season? And he was just like, come on. And he like walked away. Like that's me. Like I'm the one who like makes it awkward for other people. So why would I want to put that pressure on someone and make someone uncomfortable? Like they don't want to talk to me. Like Hoj doesn't want to talk to me. Like, are you kidding me? Like, no.
Just talk about horses with Jokic. Come on now.
like no. Like
my one fun like NBA player interaction. I went to the Hall of Fame enshrinement. I don't even remember which year it was. I remember Alonzo Mourning and Mitch Richmond were getting inducted, and like afterwards they say like on the tickets they say like don't ask for pictures or autographs or anything like at the event, but people always do. So in like the lobby, different players are just getting mobbed, and I remember like Chris Mullin was there. And there were just a ton of kids that were like all like taking turns taking pictures, and then he finally got through that. And I was waiting to take a picture of my wife with Dikembe Mutombo because he's literally 2 feet taller than her. And I was like, this is just a hilarious picture. Like we have to get.
Oh yeah.
So then I saw Chris Mullin. He's like, hey, and he kind of like looked like, okay, here we go again. And I was just like, how you doing? How's it going? And I was like, I don't.
Conversation. He's a nice dude.
Have a picture. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it was one of those things like that's like what you were saying, John, if I do end up in a situation, rather than just staying silent, I'll just be like, how's it going?
Talk to him like a human. Yeah.
But yeah, like I because my wife was like, oh, do you want to take a picture with Kevin? I'm like, no, I love having this picture of you standing next to this guy who towers over everybody, but really towers over you.
Really, yeah. Chris Mullin did our two of our roadshow openings, New York and California. He came out to the opening days and signed and did photos and stuff, but I find like he was just a great guy. But yeah, no, I think that's totally valid all the way around for sure.
Yeah,
I'm being judged right now. I could feel it.
No, I totally get where you're coming from. I totally do, and Jake's echoing the same things about. I really think it comes from your natural that social battery. I have a huge social battery, so it's just, do you want to talk to random people you've never met before? Most people don't. I do. I like it's just me, So yeah.
Well, my brain's starting to shut off.
Yeah.
I have sales I have to do.
I was gonna say,
Mine shut off before we started, so
I was also gonna say I don't want Chris to yell at me in the morning that sales didn't get input because of me. So
yeah, I'm gonna send all I'll finish my sales. Like I was gonna say, I'm gonna send everyone complaining to you, but
yep, you should.
I don't get to go to bed until like we finish reviews. So yeah. Okay, so wrapping up, any last minutes moments about National you want to share? Like anything you're looking forward to this year? Any cards you're looking for? I just took over Jake's show. This is now the Kristina
I love it.
show. So hit the like and subscribe button. What's up, YouTube?
I will say I'm gonna be putting out a video
Be
of
awkward, John. Be awkward.
My top 10-ish want list. My number one card I'll tease right now on that, because if you made it to sitting here watching us for 2 hours, you deserve to at least get something. So my number one card on my list is the 97.98
cards. Sorry.
Yeah, Starbucks gift cards. I don't have those, unfortunately.
He'll be handing them out at the National. Go up to him and ask him for your free Starbucks gift card.
Nope, I'll hand out free Excedrin, ibuprofen.
Oh yeah,
That's what you can
going
come
back
to
to
me for.
drugs.
Jake the drug dealer.
Yeah. Let's full circle back to the first. But yeah, my number one card
get you
that
a
I'm looking for.
drug to wear at National.
Oh, I'll wear it.
Like one of those hippie.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. If it's as cold as you said, the AC is pumping.
It wasn't that cold. Like, okay. But I did see people walking around with brand new CardLadder hoodies, like in the National and at trade nights. So like it was cold enough that people were wearing hoodies.
So, I mean, yeah. Then the rug will fit in fine, I'm sure. I mean, there's always one or two people that wear those anyway at the National. I feel as though I see, but yeah, no. My number one want is the 97.98 finest golden Boss die cut refractor of Penny. Ideally, without
at a 74.
At a 74, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good card.
Yeah, I'm talking to somebody trying to see if we can work out a deal that will like finalize at the National, but we'll see. We'll see where that goes.
Good luck. That's a great card. That would be an awesome one to add to your collection.
Yeah.
John, do you have a top card you're looking for?
I still do not own a Jordan and Kobe dual on-card autograph, which is a really bad time to buy it. It's like the worst time to ever buy it. So, but I could trade into it is my thought, because my Jordans are all way up. And as I was talking to Jake pre-show, like my brain is starting to get around letting some of them go. If it makes sense, putting into a different card or paying down the mortgage. Like there are adult things I could do as well.
Those will always be there.
Yeah. So that's a Jordan Kobe dual auto, something I don't have in the collection, something that would be very meaningful. And so I think that's the only one thing that I'm still actively looking at. And I have a few sets that I like the looks of them in. I would like to have a Bulls Jordan, not a Wizards Jordan. And I know there's a lot of Wizards ones because the 2002 and 3 was the era where there were a bunch of on cards that were done. But yeah,
would you settle for a sticker now and then upgrade later?
Normally I would say yes, but I think because even the sticker would be so expensive that I probably wouldn't. I think I'm just gonna have to go for something that would be the one and then not look to upgrade on that particular one. Most everything else I definitely would. I would absolutely kind of take the step. But for that, it's like kind of all or nothing for me. I want it to be something that'll stay solidly. So
imagine if they were on a co-signers together.
Dude. Well, so the problem with co-signers, other than like that 1 year, is they're like front and back.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. Like I let go of my East-West refractor, which people are like, why'd you do that? I personally didn't like the fact that they weren't both on the same side of the card. So I can only enjoy it like in a display, like I can only enjoy one side of the card at a time.
What about the displays that like rotate?
Someone said that to me. So I had this whole discussion with someone a couple of days ago because they were looking to get the East West refractor, and I was saying now is probably not the best time because it's very inflated.
Right.
And I said that point, and he's like, that's really valid. And he said the same thing about where the air or whatever it is that rotates.
It's like it's like on a magnet base.
Yeah, so it looks like it's levitating.
Yeah, and then it just circles, and you can get it lit up.
That is valid. If I had one of those sitting here, that would make sense for that card. But other than that, like, I don't have a great way to display it, and I'm a guy who likes to rotate stuff out of my displays all the time, like to see new cards. Any of the cards that I have that are big, I want to, I have a safety deposit box too, but like I want to bring things through occasionally so I enjoy them. So I always have some percentage where I can look at them at any given time.
Valid. That's why I collect hockey 1-of-1s as well, so that I can, because those are so cheap, you can keep those at home.
Yeah.
I get an Otter, like 2020 rookie year 1-of-1 for $200, like boom, every day. Bin, like, stop it.
And then you alter it with the lake water,
and then I drop it in the lake. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, you'll both probably appreciate this. Something I've been working on for the last few months is a book project, not to publish and put it out there in the wild, but my own personal book that's like 150 pages long, that has my top 150 cards in a really nicely photographed layout, or groupings of cards when I have two cards that go together, or a card in a shoe, like things that, like, within my collection, that the way I kind of display them, here from time to time and rotate through. I want to create a book of that I can enjoy, and also something that I can bring to shows. So when people say like, "Oh, what's your PC like?" Well, here's a book. Like, you can literally flip through and understand my kind of philosophy and the way I curate my collection. You can see that through every page. So I'm like 120 pages through this 150 page book at this point of creating it. I got 30 left. But I think that'll be a neat thing, and it won't be something I sell or put out there per se, like for anyone else to grab, but it'll be something that I can have on me that I can bring to shows in a backpack, or if I'm setting up at a show or something, I can have the book there for people to see too. But yeah, it was a thought I had several months back.
Can I ruin this for you? We have CardLadder Showcase, right? So if it's your collection, you could just like publish it, and then people can search it and see all your nice scans of your cards, and then it's on your phone.
I think there's something about it being physical that's different, and that's because I've had
physical photo.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Because like when I show it on my phone, like I have all the photos on my phone already. Yeah. And when I show it on my phone, it's okay. It's different when it's in front of you in physical flip through page form. Yeah, it just feels different. It's like going through a binder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
Yeah.
And because I started with it digitally, that's where like I was going originally, and then I started printing them, and I was like, this is totally different. It's totally different. And the cards can be like exact right sized and all of that kind of stuff too. So you just feel like you're looking at them, in the book.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Brings back to that. But how about you, Kristina? Are you looking for anything in particular?
I mean, I'm always looking. Like, there are cards that like I would like to round out my PC. The top one that I always say is the 2018 Threads Black Dazzle number 141 of Luka Doncic. It's the jersey one where like the jersey is in the background and then he's in his coordinating jersey. I have the 101 and the 181, so the white and the city jersey, and I'm missing the blue jersey of the Black Dazzle 1-of-1 trilogy. So I would love to like finalize that and unite the three. Never seen it. Like, I thought I saw it once on Instagram, but like never return. Like I couldn't ever find it again. I don't think I actually saw it, to be honest.
Those were a big retail product too, right? Like
it was only retail.
Yeah. So like odds are someone sadly opened it, didn't know what they had, and it's
what I'm kind of hoping for is like at this point some kid opened it and it's in a binder somewhere, and like when he returns to the hobby in 20 years he'll go to sell it, like when he graduates college and he's looking for cash to like go on dates or something. I don't know. But yeah, because it was like I was picking those up and like late 2019 still at like
I have a regular
Walmart.
version of that Dazzle, not the one of one. I know the card you're talking about.
Yeah,
they're cool. Yeah,
I know. I refuse to buy like a placeholder.
That's hard.
It's like your sticker auto. Like I feel like once I have one in there, I'll just be like, that's good enough. Like, but I'm like, no, like I need to find that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a one of one. That's a trip.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep my eyes peeled as well as I'm around. You never know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's the one. I'll pay for it. Like, right? Like, I'm good for it.
At least $20. Totally. Fine.
Yeah, like it's at least like I mean, you know that maxi like out of 5 I said was 50. Like I'll pay 100 for this one. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, like I would, you know, within reason. Like don't try to comp the comp girl.
I was gonna say there's no comps on it though. No exact comps.
Same player, similar card, and really,
right, but there's no direct.
The 141 or the 141 is the same card as the 101 and the 181. It's just different colored jerseys. So I can tell you what the card ladder value would be.
I'm fascinated to hear your take on it, and it can just be your opinion, not the opinion of the company or anything. But like, so many people today at the recent shows have been going with the last sale as the be-all end-all price of the card. How do you go about it when you are comping a card yourself using CardLadder? Like, what are you, if you see something you like, what's your philosophy?
Like, my philosophy is like, how transacted is a card? If the card is a high transacted card sold within the last like 2 to 6 months, like the last comp is like, I mean, well, let me stop, pause, back up, rewind. Depending on the player and the card, because like there are some players that are super hot right now, some cards like in sets that are super hot right now, that like a 6-month-old comp is not the comp you can go on for that card today. Like January was a long freaking time ago and a completely different market. I'm a, like, I don't just say this because my Hoj, because Hoj like created it, like the formula for the card ladder value, and the COO, CFO of CardLadder. Like I really like card ladder value. It's like we have examples where a couple Sundays ago, like the LeBron rookie exquisite, I don't remember what card it was. It was like the 2.2 sale, like 2.4 or something on Golden. The last one sold in 2020 for 1.6, 1.8, somewhere around there. The CL value said it was worth 2.2. And it sold for 2.24, I want to say. And that's a 6-year-old comp that we were able to, you know, map out the ratio on when it sold, how LeBron's market has performed.
Right, based on the player. And
you'll have people say like, oh, but Golden posts like do research with CardLadder and it links out to that sale.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
And then you see the CardLadder value. So is it like that people just stopped bidding there because CardLadder value capped it? Like I would say no, because if that was the case, Golden wouldn't share it. Like Golden wouldn't point you in a direction that would be bad for their business model. Like,
and it's such a desirable card that people are going to pay what they have to pay to get it if they really want it.
Exactly. So like, I don't agree with that theory that I've heard people say, but I want to, you know, disclose it as like, this is what the naysayers are saying about it. But like, so I'm a huge believer in CL value. Like if I were going for that 141, I would do the price check feature on CardLadder where I would put in what I paid for the 101 on this date. What's it worth today? What did I pay for the 181 on that date? What's it worth today? And then between that range is what I would be willing to pay for the 141. Probably a little higher because I'm completing the trilogy, so like it's worth more to me.
But it gives you a baseline of value of what you think other people would pay for it, probably.
Yeah. based on his market. So like you have actual statistics and like index price modeling systems, and I did not do well in microecon, so like that is not my lane. But you know, Chris majored in ethics, politics, and economics, so like he's the cerebral one, so I trust him on that formula. Yeah,
love it.
But yeah, so it just depends. Like if it's a PSA 10 like silver base Luka, like that thing's transacting on eBay 5 times a day every day. Like you can go with the last comp.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something rare then and hasn't transacted, I would go with the CL value.
Cool.
But also, who am I?
No, but I think I go with my gut on a lot of stuff that I buy, you know, so I think but again, I'm coming from a standpoint of I'm not looking to sell it immediately, and I don't really care what the market is on it.
Right.
Otherwise, unless I think when a lot of the stuff I buy is rare, but like unless I think it's something that you could easily find again, then sure, then I care what people are paying.
Right.
Then I could just buy it on eBay today because there's another 10 of them that are for sale this week, or fine, you know. Most of the stuff I'm buying is like numbered to 25 or less, so I'm not usually in that position where. So I'm going with my gut more, but I've seen a lot of, especially younger folks, just kind of going with the latest comp. And I thought it was interesting because it could be a one-off for any number of reasons. You know, it could be high, it could be low, it could be dead on. It could be
shilled, it could be
you don't know, right? Like
consummated. We see a lot of that.
That's why I wasn't sure. I don't know the best practices in it because, like I said, I don't care personally from my standpoint, because if I'm not turning around and selling it, it really doesn't matter. If I'd rather have the card than the money, I'm buying the card. You know, and that's where I know all 3 of us are there for the cards that we love. So it's just you know, but cool.
Hosier and I play this game sometimes where he'll buy a card and then he'll be like, here's the card, how much do you think it's worth? And I'm usually pretty good at like just like because he's on this 1 of 1 kick, right? Everyone knows.
Oh yeah, I remember the Jordan you picked up last year too. That was beautiful. Yeah.
You should. He's
I
been on this kick for a while, like so.
Yeah. I can't.
He'll be buying like football 90s 1 of 1s, where it's just like I don't know the football market, but like not in that way that he does, or like collectors do. I don't enjoy football. Like I'll watch the Super Bowl. I play fantasy football because like they need an extra person like in the league. Like that's really the only reason I'm there.
That's really funny.
I like forget to change my roster and like the whole family gets mad at me like every week. But like so like I'll just be like, okay, well it's a 1 of 1 this year, active playing, and I'll just like guess a number. And like I said, like I'm pretty good, like you said, like gut like check of like what this should be worth, and then what I know a ballpark of like what he would spend without like talking to me about it. So there's usually a cap too where I'm like, okay, well if it's a certain level, I'm sure you
didn't
would have
ask
come
before
to me.
you bought that, so I know it
well it's not ask because like I'm worse than he is, so like when
didn't you just say ask?
no like not like he'll check in with me like not like ask. Money is I don't think money is real because it's not backed by gold, it's just paper. Like what do I care? Cardboard is real. But like
cardboard is currency.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. Like I don't remember what the last one was, but like we were going after like he was going after something and I was in the other room like reading, and the auction was ending and it was in extended bidding, and he was like, hey, I'm bidding on a card, and I was like, cool. And he was like, come see what it was. And like I go over to his office and I see it and I'm like, oh shit, you're losing this auction, what are you gonna do about it? So like I'm the person he calls in when he needs
for motivation to go.
Yeah, like he needs motivation to keep going. Like it's not like can I spend this money? It's like,
yeah,
I'm thinking about tapping out.
Why don't you
and I'm
sit
like,
shotgun and tell me I should keep bidding on this?
Yeah, like, yeah. I'm just like, why are you losing? Do you want the card or not? Like,
it's a one of one. You're not finding it again.
Yeah, like, but yeah, like I'm the bad influence. Like, so it's not. If anything, I should be asking him before I spend money because I don't know the value of money. So we have this conversation a lot. I'm the problem. It's me.
Love it.
Hi. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing both of you next week.
Oh, the Nationals next week? I'm kidding.
Less than a week away. Yes.
Yeah.
We can have these conversations IRL, share all of our pickups. It's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait. Awesome. Well, thanks, Jake.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
I appreciate you doing this. Suck it, Marine. You missed it.
Next year we'll try to get a time that works for Marino. He's just in such high demand.
Well, his like, to be fair,
his flight.
Yeah, his flight got delayed. So like it's not like he had control over it. I've been hearing, and one last thing about the National. I've been hearing about this a lot from people who fly. I do not. So everyone has been saying that like flights are being canceled, delayed. Like prepare yourself for your travel. Hydrate, food, comfortable outfit. And if you are delayed past 11 p.m. on your check-in date, call the hotel you're staying in and tell them you are currently traveling and your flight is delayed. You are still showing up because hotels at midnight will count you as a no-show and they will give your room away. So just don't be roomless at National when you like did all of the work months ago to get that room. Marino, I had to call for his hotel today.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or call Kristina, text Kristina, and she'll call on your behalf.
No,
kidding.
No,
we're not offering that. No,
yeah, we're not offering that.
There's an extremely high surcharge that may or may not be a Luka 1-of-1 rookie.
Yeah,
threads,
like
so.
Mm-mm. But yeah,
Black Dazzle.
Are you kidding? Like I sent out hotel reservations today and I was like, you are an adult. Like that's literally how I ended it. I was like, you are an adult. You got this. Like I tap out. Like, yeah. My team, I'm sassy. So they know this.
My flight is leaving around 6 a.m. So even if it gets delayed, I'm sure I'll get there by
early morning's the best way to go.
Yeah. I will still tell you, pay attention because my sister's flight from Nova Scotia to or Halifax, whatever, was fully canceled until the next day. She ended up renting a minivan in Canada. Gross. And driving back to Connecticut.
Yikes.
Because her husband had to go to work the next day. So he slept in the car while she drove her and like the family back to Connecticut. Like 12 hours or it wasn't that long.
That was Marino and I and all the guys that run the National 2 years ago. We went out to Chicago. Or no, it was to Cleveland. It was a few years. It was to Cleveland. We went. The flights were getting bumped because of snow. And so after the flight got bumped twice, and they couldn't schedule. And then this one pilot said he needed a break, so he wasn't going to fly. And they delayed that flight 2 hours. It was very strange. We ended up renting a minivan and we drove back to New York from Cleveland altogether overnight. We got home at like 2:30 in the morning, driving through the snow and everything that we were going to fly over. But
wow.
Do what you got to do, right?
For sure. But just like keep in mind, hotels will give your room away and cancel your entire reservation if you do not check in on the date you're supposed to arrive. So just call them and tell them you are mid-travel and you will be arriving.
Still going to be there.
You're still going to be there. Like, do not let them no-show you. That's my one specific to this year advice because every time I'm like with someone, they're telling me that their flight got canceled. I feel like. Yeah.
Good tip. All right. We'll leave it on that golden nugget. Thank you both.
Always a pleasure. Thanks.
Bye, guys. Thanks.